Hello and welcome on Sports Updates on Trust TV. Adeni G. Shafer. It's time to take you around the world of sports as we quickly look at those stories trending. We start with Nigerian story. Rivers United, they've been doing well at the CAF Confederation, and right now they are really looking at those titles, CAF Confederation, also NPFL. That's the first story. The Rivers United target CAF Confederation Cup and PFL titles. Well, good one for them. If they can scoop it too, well, but the race is still a marathon. They need to work hard to get this done. Alongside Emmanuel Fashim in the studio. Good to have you. Let's have these sports activities rolling.
Yeah, for Rivers United, good one. It's good for you to be optimistic, and it's good for you to dream high and big. And if you look at it, for Rivers United, I believe they can do it. I also share that belief from Sterling Eguma and the whole team, because they've had this team working for them. They've had that team spirit. They've had the motivation. They have a board that is backing them. They have all what they, at least to an extent, they have been motivated to do well, monetarily, what have you, because when you are comfortable, you are bound to give your best in anything you're doing, and that is what we're seeing with Rivers United. They've been tagged the Manchester City of Nigerian club football, but overall, it's a good dream. And no Nigerian side have won this CAF Confederations Cup before. They were the last team that went there to the final. That was in 2006, but couldn't win it. But this time around, if they do well, at least they still have some hurdles. I think by the end of today, by the end, at least first thing tomorrow morning, but before the weekend, we'll know those they will be fixing, because the draw will be coming up, and then we'll know who Rivers United will play. Are they going to meet? We're saying this. That was I think on Monday. They should have come first in that group rather than second, so that they can meet. And there's no easy opponent, but it would have been an opponent that we know, okay, if they meet over 2 legs, they can at least get their own. But overall, if they meet any team, they are equal to the task. For them to get to this stage, it was 4 teams that went to the continent, but only Rivers United is still remaining there. But all they need right now is just the support and everything. So I share that belief with the team, with the coach. They can get the 2 titles.
It's always good to believe in yourself. That's the matter right now with Rivers United, because they believe that they can scoop both titles. Talking about CAF Confederation, also NPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League. They are pursuing the 2 in their own group, in their big league coming up in Nigeria, while they are also pursuing the CAF Confederation, the second tier of CAF interclub competition, where a big one, a big dream. It's always good to actually dream very big, and hopefully they can scoop it. That would be nice for Stanley Eguma and the entire squad of Rivers United in that particular area of sport. Now let's talk about Nigerian football. Lately, it has not been too cool with Nigerians, because of the fact that our national teams are not really performing well as expected. If you remember, just recently, under 23 Eagles couldn't qualify for AFCON, and also even to get a nod for the Olympics. Not forgetting Nigerian Super Eagles, the senior national team, losing against Guinea-Bissau in Abuja. They had to struggle to win the second leg over there in Guinea-Bissau via penalty. We saw what happened to our ladies at the AFCON. That's for Women's Nations Cup. They struggled to get the 4th place to qualify for the World Cup. We saw our boys at the under 20, that is the AFCON that took place, and we saw how they suffered before they could actually get to win bronze in that competition. What is happening? But why Nigerians are not happy concerning that? NFF General Secretary Mohammed Sanusi is saying, well, don't blame NFF for national team's failure. Don't put it on them, don't put it on NFF, don't blame national team's failure on NFF. That statement, a lot of Nigerians are like, what? Who should we blame?
Yes, I think to an extent, I will throw my weight behind that statement. NFF president, the general secretary, whoever, will not come to the pitch of play and play football. But what have they done? They've given their own support. They've appointed you as a coach. What is your duty? Your duty is to invite players who are up to standard, who have the pedigree to actually give you the kind of results you want. To an extent, we should also throw blames on those who are appointed, on the players, on the coaches, the whole backroom staff of the coach, so that we can also have a good result. When a team is not actually grinding out result, you also need to blame. You also need to blame the coach. You also need to blame the players, and that is what the NFF General Secretary is coming out to say. To an extent, I think I'm going to support that statement. We should also look inwardly. We should turn our attentions to the players and coaches. Have they done well? No, they've not done well. Sanusi or Ibrahim Gusso will not come to the pitch. They will not wear jersey and wear boots and come and play for us. All they need to do is they will be behind the scene and then giving their own support. How would they give their support? Through the financial support they have, encouragement, moral, and what have you. That is what they will do.
Let me take you on that. Players, they have their blame. Coaches have their blame, whatever. But the NFF too, they should have some blame. You know why? If you are mentioning that they've done everything they could do, what about recently news came out that even the Super Eagles are not happy for the fact they have not been paid their allowances? What about even the coach Pizarro just got paid a 6 month salary out of a year? What about the national team coaches of the junior or even the ladies Super Falcons getting paid? A lot of issues concerning payment.
See, the truth is, a lot of
this money motivate these players to perform. At times, you don't want press to talk to them because they know that it could go out.
It will go out of hand. Now, if you also look at it, yes, I said my statement is this. I said to an extent, I'm going to.
But you shy away from that particular aspect. Money talks.
Yes,
really, if from the way it is, it should be balanced. It should have been okay. NFL, they have their own. Not that they have their own fault. The players have their fault. The coaches have their fault.
Okay, now I will tell you this. The first fault of the NFF is the appointment. Have they actually appointed those who are up to standard?
Now, what I said, I'll make you to remember this.
A coach like Salisu Yusuf, you appoint. So that is the area I'm going to hold them. But if you also look at it the other way around,
have a portion blame to players.
The players also should okay. We can do this on our own. We can at least, if this is not coming, at some point you can take it upon yourself and say, okay, I want to really do this. I want to play. Do your part and leave the rest. But the players are not even doing their part. NFF is not doing their own part in a way. But so far, both of them have their blame. But every time we shift the blame straight to NFF, straight to NFF, straight to NFF, the players should also share in the blame. When you are invited, are you ready to give your 100% power or whatever to play in the national team? Are you 100% committed to see to the cause so that we can have? The fans are suffering. These players, the NFF president, the secretary, all the administrators, they are not suffering. We are the fans who is taking the backlash because. Okay, the last game we played against Guinea-Bissau, you need to see the faces of Nigerians that came to watch that game. I had about 2 persons who came all the way from Lagos. They felt disappointed after that game. So you look at the emotions, you look at the pain, and there are some persons who, okay, I remember in 2005 where the Under-20 World Cup, when we lost to Argentina, I could not eat. Why? Because I actually expected a lot from the Flying Eagles. They gave their best and we lost that game to Argentina.
Did you eat next day?
The next day I had to eat, but on that particular day, I remember because my mom was the one who came to cheer me up. I was feeling so bad. I could not. I went to bed hungry.
Funny enough, the players they showered.
They showered and they collect. So it is the fans that are feeling that pain. They will not know it. Immediately they leave that pitch. They will just talk to themselves. They can apportion blame. You did not do this. At the end of the day, they go away, and when their bonuses are being paid, they put everything in their pocket. You will still be carrying that.
No, you. But so, seriously, at times when you look at club football or country football, national teams, if you are to apportion, especially Nigeria scenario, if you want to apportion blame, all of them,
everybody,
administrators, players, coaches, everyone. They have their faults.
Seriously,
or the other. Just to balance it, you always take the bulk or the chunk of the blame to the administrators because they call the shots.
Yes, of course.
before a player or a coach is there or appointed, it comes from them one way or the other. So the whole thing lies on their table. It's just like club side football, where if whatever happens, the coach will be the one.
The coach will be hired.
So, but nobody can boot NFF out except through election next time. But right now, they must take, or they have to take the biggest part of the blame, because they are the administrators.
You know why I'm happy? That means all what people have been saying, all what they have been hearing from the media, it has actually gotten to them. For Sanusi to have actually come out to say, okay, you shouldn't be blaming, that means they've heard us. So it's work in progress. We will keep talking until they do the right thing.
Well, we'll be talking about Nigerian Football Federation General Secretary there, Mohammed Sanusi, saying, well, don't blame NFF for national team failures. Well, from the way it is, all of them, they have their own blame. But we just hope that Nigerian football will get to greater height. If we get it right, it can really get better. And how do we get it better? By starting from the grassroots. That's why we are going to the next story that has to do with the NPFL. Nigerian Premier Football League is really getting that particular good road right now. NPFL partners, GTI, wants structured football league. And really, we've seen what they've done with the IMC Interim Management Committee, trying to see how they can make Nigerian football get better, and it's getting better really. From the way it is, things are changing, the officiating, everything is really changing, getting paid as at when due, and also looking at the fact that the teams were supported at the beginning of the season for them to get on better. So right now, we're looking at that story. NPFL partners, GTI wants a structured football league.
But it's good that we have, first, the competitiveness has actually returned, and it has gone to a standard where we now see away draws in Nigerian League, and in the first stanza,
away wins,
away draws.
Home must win mentality.
Yes, exactly. That syndrome, I must win at all costs in my own home, is no longer there. And in the first stanza, we've seen up to 5 away wins in the first stanza. I think it's more than 5 in the first stanzas away wins, and that's to tell you the quality of it. And for Bender Insurance still maintaining their unbeaten run, we thought over the weekend the right there in Jos they were going to lose that match against Plateau United, but he ended on a draw. And you see, after the game, you saw how both players embraced each other. Fans did not encroach onto the pitch or beat up the referee, or as in do something to the players. If not for Remo Stars, who wants to come and put a dent to all IMC has done this season. And I love what has happened right now because they've faced the wrath of the IMC. They've been fine. But overall, for GTI, I think it's good. The first step is that they've gotten that competitiveness into the league. I think the average league, if you ask me for the second time, I will always support the average league, because
it's very interesting.
Yes, because
very competitive.
Very competitive. Teams, if you don't do well, you know that you are going to play in the NLF.
You know what, actually, what you just said, if you look at the average league, it's shorter, 18 matches, but it's kind of very delightful to experience.
Yes.
38 matches, normal standard league that we run. You see, it looks as if it's kind of so long, so kind of...
it's not interesting.
Not interesting. And then you see that a lot of clubs relax because they know after all it's a marathon. You know that word is a marathon. It's still, come on, 10 matches, you still have 28 matches to go. But this one, 18, if you blink, you are out. Look now, 6 matches to go.
Nasarawa United is suffering. That is 12 points. That is 18 points.
Heartland, Abia, all these, they just have to up their game.
If they don't up their game from 6 matches, they should just be kissing NPFL. Bye. Now, for GTI, the first step, they've gotten it. Now, the second step is, how do we improve our stadium facilities? Stadiums need to have, there's what we call training pitch. There are other that you have a gym. There are other side facilities that makes up a club. I will still say this. I think I had to watch a video clip on Experience of Tunisia when Plateau United visited them. Look at their training pitches. Look at the local. Look at the. They have not one, not 2, not 3. They have up to 4 training pitches at the same time, and each of these teams have their their women's team version. And so if you look at the way the whole setup, it is only Remo Stars that has tried to at least model that and brought it to standard. If not that for this attitude of theirs over the weekend where they had to they threatened the referee, and I don't like that for them. But overall they've shown other teams the way forward. So I think other teams should emulate them. And for GTI, it's good they are supporting the league. They should also, other persons should come and support the clubs, help us to build stadiums, build stadium facilities. Let's have these things on ground. These are what makes the league viable and interesting. If I want to come and invest my money, what do you have to show? What will bring people to say, okay, let me support this, and in return, all these adverts, names on jerseys, and these are those brands that bring money into the league. So I think it's good that GTI have started that. Then we should see how other persons, they should not live for GTI alone. Other sports loving Nigerians, individuals, organizations, companies should come in and support and see how we can raise our league. But for the average league, they should leave it.
Corporate social responsibility, there CSR needed from companies to support Nigerian sport, not just football. Whatever sport you really want to pick, you can pick up and really support those teams. After all, sports can really generate a lot of revenue, even for the sponsors or the partners, not just for the fun of it. You make a lot of money. GTI is supporting NPFL right now. They know what's at stake. If everything goes well for that particular league, it would be nice if you can have one for NNL, NLO, Nigerian Women Football League is also there. Nigerian teams going for tennis, hockey, basketball, not forgetting handball, they also need that support. Maybe, like someone opined, that it's possible. That why don't federal government deem it fit that, okay, any company, either multinational companies or any company that is rated, okay, you are, but if you look at it one way or another, just make sure you add, even if it is 1%, even 1% to Nigerian sport development.
Sincerely speaking, I think that's a good one. And they should not just make it, it should be a law.
Yes.
They should pass it into a law that if you are coming there to maybe have any organization, a company and whatever, you should pick up one sport.
Believe you me, we will not lack any organization or a federation rather will never lack.
We never lack. We should pick up one federation, one of these, and support them in your own way. Everything, whether they are kits or whatever.
It could be kits, it could be jets, it could
anything
be,
at all.
It could be sponsorship, it could be they are traveling expenses.
And if we do that, I think Nigeria will go back to that glory days where you see individuals just come and support without not even expecting anything. And if the federal government, if the government of the country can put that into law, it's going to help our sport seriously.
And you see recently how many competitions that we could not attend due to lack of fund. Paucity of fund has been another bane of our sport development. I remember Nigeria team, they called them amputee football. They couldn't go to that World Cup. In fact, they managed to get there, but it was late. You understand? And you look at gymnastics, they're supposed to go to South Africa. They couldn't make it just because of the lack of fund. So all this put together, we need to get it right for Nigerian sport development. Before we go, just quickly let you know that Man United will be playing against Brentford. A big match there for Man United against Brentford there. West Ham versus Newcastle United will be coming up. That's a big one there, 2 matches. And you also have, okay, let's look at these matches together. Man United, Brentford.
First leg 4-4. they were hammered 4 in the first leg. And I think Man United, ever since they got the bashing of their life against Liverpool, they've been struggling. And it's not looking good for them. They lost the 4th position to Newcastle over the weekend, where they lost 2-0. And against Brentford, that has hurt the big teams, this season. They've beaten Manchester City. In fact, they beat Manchester United before they beat Manchester City, and they've also done that against all the top, the big 4 we have in England. They've dealt with, I think they played a draw against Arsenal. So for Manchester United, it's not looking good for them. But though we can say home factor is going to play tonight, since they will be playing at home. But if they are not careful,
they should watch out for Brentford.
They should just watch out for Brentford. And for Newcastle, they are going to struggle against a West Ham team that is also struggling. You know, when you are playing all these relegation threatened team, it's always difficult for you to grind out a result. And they will be going to London Stadium to play them. They will be going away. So it looks dicey for Newcastle. I think on the table between Newcastle and Manchester United, at least one position will change tonight after 90 minutes.
Let's see what be changing hand there. Will it be power from Newcastle or Manchester United? They'll be holding, or rather hosting, the team that is facing them. Brentford, giant killing team over there at the Old Trafford. A big one there. Well, Manchester United, can they turn things around? And for Newcastle, both of them are United. Who is actually staying this United tonight? We wait to see concerning that those games coming up. And now let's quickly talk about German DFB poker, as they call it in German language, or DFB Cup matches will be coming up. Leipzig will be playing. Let's look at those matches. Nuremberg against Stuttgart, and you have Borussia Dortmund against Leipzig. We saw what Borussia Dortmund did against Bayern. They lost out there scandalously. But now, can they recoup themselves together against RB Leipzig, who we know they can always hold their own against any team? Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund.
A cracker. It's a cracker. The first leg this season in the league, I think Borussia Dortmund had the last laugh there by beating Leipzig, and Leipzig won't want that to repeat itself. They will be playing at home, but it's a big one for both teams, and whoever goes through out of these two is sure of getting to the finals.
A big one between Leipzig and Borussia Dortmund. In fact, this is more than German DFB poker. It's just like German Bundesliga, because both teams are battle ready to see who's actually stay on in the DFB Cup fight there. Well, quickly, let's talk about the big one also happening over there in Spain. Spanish Copa del Rey between Los Blancos, as they call them, Barcelona, the Blaugrana. They'll be facing themselves there. Barcelona, they battle Real Madrid in second leg. Los Blancos away to Barcelona. Well, the Blaugrana are actually leading. The first leg, they won 1-0. The second leg is coming up tonight. Who do you see to win this game? Is it Ancelotti, the Don? Lucas Xavi, the one that's been really doing well with Barcelona?
I think it's going to be a repeat of what happened, I think 3 seasons ago, thereabout, before Ronaldo left there. Barcelona won the first leg, and the reverse fixture, Real Madrid won at Camp Nou, where Ronaldo scored a goal and he was given the matching order because of a second yellow card. But for tonight's game, I think Real Madrid is battle ready. We saw what they did against Real Valladolid, scoring 6 goals. And for Benzema, I think Benzema is fired up for this game. They only showed Barcelona a glimpse of what they are to see tonight. And for Eder Militao, he's charged up because he was the one who was the culprit of that own goal. I think he's fired up for this final. So until the end of 90 minutes, they will know the team that will go through.
Well, from this particular match, it's another El Clasico, if we're going to call it that way. Even though it's Copa del Rey, anytime Los Blancos, that's Real Madrid, anytime they meet against Barcelona, is always called El Clasico. A big one there tonight, the match that will be watched worldwide. Who wins this battle? First leg in favor of Barcelona, 1-0, and now second leg is here. Can Don Ancelotti turn things around, or his players just getting up to the big music of the night? We wait to see who wins that particular battle. And now we look at a particular player. Really, he did so well at the World Cup. He won the most valuable player of that tournament, Lionel Messi, the mesmerized Messi, right now being pursued by Saudi Arabia's team Al Hilal. They submitted an official bid of 400 million euros. That's a whopping 350 million pounds for just a year deal for Lionel Messi. And someone said, well, he heard that Messi is going back to Barcelona. Do you know what he said? Let me not mention what he said. That if I were to be his brother or his family, I will make sure he get this particular deal by force.
You know what we'll do to him? We will tie him and bundle him
to Saudi Arabia.
Throw him there and force him inside the plane.
Oh my goodness.
But really, I think Saudi Arabia wants to bring back the rivalry that we enjoyed for 12 years in Europe. They want to shift their attention towards the
Middle East.
It's not left for Messi if you actually go there. But this money is actually tempting because if you look at what they are bringing, if I'm the player, I would tell PSG, In fact, I would terminate my contract immediately.
No, you just have to finish it.
I won't finish it.
It's just next month. Come on,
next month, you know, sometimes when you delay.
Oh, come on. Remember, the offer they gave to Ronaldo stood from December. If you remember, during the World Cup, they told him, okay, it stands till end of the year for you to sign. So, you know, there are players you can do that with, there are players you can't do that with. The likes of Messi, Ronaldo, these two players really stands out. Any club offering them contract knows these players, they know their onions, they worth it. Whatever you are offering them, they deserve it. So for Messi, 400 million euro per year. Even if you sign it 2 years or a year, even this 400 million euro is enough to buy a club and become the chairman. You can buy 5 clubs in
England,
in
Germany,
Spain,
in Italy. You can seriously. It's good.
There are so many clubs that is not up to 1 million euro
at all.
Let alone
look
20.
at what Ronaldo. Look at Ronaldo's effect to that league, to Al Nassr itself. So if Messi goes there, that means everything will just skyrocket. But overall, it's not left for Messi to choose.
But news have it that it's possible he might actually possibly go back to Barcelona because his wife loves it in Barcelona more than France, and they might prefer they go back to Spain, his wife and his children. And aside that, maybe because of his love for his club. But I remember vividly when he was leaving, a lot of issues here and there. And we still remember, you still have Inter Miami from MLS, Major League Soccer, David Beckham influence, also trying to see how they can drag him. They can also pay. But from the way it is, it's torn between these 3 options. Where will he go?
If you want to look at money, he goes to Saudi Arabia. If he wants to
MLS
look at
too, they have money. They can
MLS have to have
about $500 million on ground for them. If they want to get Messi, it won't be a problem.
Now, if you want to look at proximity, he goes to.
To let you know, he's having a house in Miami.
Yes, he goes to MLS.
He's having a house in Miami.
So he goes to MLS, and if you, like I said, money, Saudi Arabia, proximity, MLS, and love, Barcelona.
So where will he go? Mind and head.
Well, I think if you look at Messi's position, he wants to come back to Europe because he left Barcelona. When he was leaving, he was shedding tears. So you still see that body language of somebody, okay, I want to still come back to this team.
I hope it's not crocodile tears. Anyway, just have to wrap it up right now on Sports Updates with Manuel Fashimi. Thanks so much.
It's a pleasure being with you.
I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.